Are you excited to put your sticker on me?
I am very excited.
We're trading stickers.
I have to figure out the best one for you.
Make sure my hair is out of my face so you can
I like this one.
stick it on me.
I think it's really sweet.
My hair look okay?
Yeah. It says, "You're golden."
That's nice. That's very nice of you. The moon is high, we've got some opinions. It's time for late night debates. I'm Jess.
And I'm Lindsay.
And today we are ranking our top 5 Disney princesses. Although princess is a loose term, it's any leading female protagonist in a Disney animated feature film.
Yeah, because Disney counts them all as princesses anyway.
I do. They're all princesses in my heart.
There's also so many to choose from too.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you do the classical term of princess, there are so many with the older and the newer ones. So I will say that I based a lot of this off like my childhood favorites.
Well,
same as
so did
I did with Scooby-Doo.
So did I. But yeah, I think there's only one really new one on here.
Me too. And it's not even that new.
Yeah.
All right.
So who went first last time?
You did.
Okay, so it's your turn to go first.
Okay, my number 5. I don't know if you can read it. I can't hold it any closer. I'll fall. But it's Snow White.
Ah, you and my dad would get along.
Yeah, see, she's okay. It's just like, when I was like 3 or 4, my parents dressed me as her for Halloween, and like, I watched the movie. I think the ride at Disney was fun.
The ride was fun. The new one. It's newish. It was new to me when I went this last time, but I hadn't been there since I was 4.
I don't know if I know which one you're talking about.
The dwarf line.
Maybe.
Hi-ho.
I don't know. If there was an old ride, I guess I have no idea what's going on right now. But but I put Snow White because out of my childhood favorites, like I did like her, but she definitely wasn't my favorite.
Okay. All right. So this is the newer one, and it is Mirabelle from Encanto. I love her so much, but specifically because she does something that I could not do, and that is all of her family has powers, and yet she never lets herself become bitter or angry. Like her Waiting for a Miracle song, I was like, this could so easily turn into a villain song. Like, I am not getting it, you're pushing me aside, and it's my time. And I'm like, that could so easily become a villain, and yet she chose to not be. She chose to put her family first. She chose to become her own person in spite of what people were like traditional powers and all of that. And I'm like, she is amazing for that, and I love her. And then an honorable mention that I had was Rapunzel, but that was mostly from like the animated TV series she had that I started to really like her. So Mirabelle won out because her movie was better, in my opinion.
Fair, it was really good. I drew an apple.
I saw that. I drew little butterflies, but I didn't have much time. I don't know how you like finish so much faster than me.
Because I'm not a perfectionist, and you were like, my butterfly has to be perfect, and I was just like, apple.
Well, it looks like an apple, so you did well.
Thank you. I guess I gotta do my number 4 now.
I'm excited.
I want to see. It's okay. My number 4 is Belle. You probably can't see it all the way. Do we have a same?
Hold up. Belle. Yeah, we're the same.
I drew like this is supposed to be the bottom of her dress and then the rose, and that's supposed to be a book, but it was very poorly done.
Yeah, I got yellow. I didn't get much done. I don't know how she did all this so quickly.
I don't know.
I liked her because as a kid, I was like, oh yeah, she's a reader like me, and she was brave and was like, you can't take my dad, take me instead. And I was like, what a good baby girl. I love her.
I feel like I was such a simple child because I didn't watch that movie as much. It definitely didn't entertain me as much because it's darker, and it's like and it's also like it makes you think more than other Disney movies, I think. Just in the sense that you're like, oh, why is this man a beast? Like,
yeah, and like, don't be mean to witches.
Yeah.
And just his whole like there's more beneath, and
Yeah.
her
It had
like,
a deeper message than other
Yeah.
Disney movies. And
Yeah,
as a
some
child,
others.
I would... Well, when I get
It's
to, like,
cute.
my higher
It's
ones,
sweet.
I'll, like, explain more why I liked it as a child.
It's fair. I just
But yeah, I did like... And I appreciate Belle even more as an adult.
yeah.
But I did... Yeah,
She's
I still
very
liked her.
similar to how I would have been. I was like, oh, you're a beast. You think you're big? Well, maybe if you start whining about all the wolf bites.
Also, like, you know, we had good representation as kids with these princesses. So, like, with Snow White, I was dressed as her because I guess she's the one I look most like. But I would also kind of say I look more like Belle.
I
I
will,
just have darker hair.
there were several of these ones that I did dress as a kid. Belle was one of them.
Yeah, I feel like I don't think I dressed as Belle. No, I thought Snow White had blue eyes, but if she has brown eyes, I guess
She
I
had
would look
brown
more like
eyes, I
Snow
think.
White.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I was very tan as a child. I like.
Yeah, I guess.
I have olive undertones and
Snow
it showed
White.
more as a child. Because who's the fairest of them all is the whole thing.
Yeah,
Which I get
fairest.
is supposed to be like prettiest, but that's
but
not traditionally
what
what
she
fair
said.
means. Like.
Yeah, I definitely was always fair.
That is
I
pretty
burn-
problematic.
I look
isn't
outside
it?
and I
Hold
burn.
on, I'm.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course it is.
I didn't think about that as a child. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
of course. Yeah.
I haven't watched Snow White in a very long time.
No offense to people and my father, but it's kind of boring.
It is. Like,
she cooks and cleans
yeah,
and dances.
yeah. But anyway, so number
Okay.
3.
Yes,
That's-
you're number 3.
Um,
I doubt we have the same one.
Yeah.
Probably.
mine drawing is horrible, but it's Mulan, and I tried to draw a sword, and I
Yay!
messed up, so it just looks like a nail, and I
It
was like,
does look like. Well, you're missing the hilt.
yeah, that's the problem.
That's a nail.
I tried, and like with the crayon, I just couldn't get it thin enough, so it just kept going thicker, and I was like, it's a nail now. So
Alright.
Mulan, I definitely think I like more as an adult. I did like it as a child. It would scare me though. Gonna be honest. I think I didn't watch it as much as a child because it scared me, but then as I got older, I appreciated it more, and I thought, you know, Mushu was funny, and
Oh yeah.
the
Eddie
cricket's
Murphy.
funny. He doesn't even have to say anything. The songs,
He chirps.
yeah, the songs
Until
are
halfway
so
through
good.
when they forgot that it was a musical, which makes sense.
Well, fair, but like, yeah.
Because then it was like, oh, a child died.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I couldn't watch it as a child. It gets so dark. Like, I think when I watched it as a child, it, like, pulls you in with all those songs and it's fun. And then it gets to that part and I got scared. And so I don't think I, like, ever really finished it until I got older. So, but I definitely like it more as an adult. And, like, be a man. You must be swift as a coursing river, with all the strength of a great typhoon, with all the of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Okay, I was going for the
I
part
wasn't
where-
sure where you were
Yeah.
going, and then I got confused, and then I just froze, and everything went badly. I recently saw
I think we both,
a.
like, we
got
were like,
confused
okay,
and stopped.
I'm going down, and you're going up, and then we were like, maybe we should meet halfway.
And then no one was happy. Yeah, I recently saw a cover of that where I think it was Lydia the Bard. She sang it and then rewrote some of the lyrics, so it was like Mulan's villain song, and I was like,
Wow.
this appeals to my interests.
What's your...
Oh,
yeah.
right, me. Okay, my 3 is Megara. I didn't have time to draw something
list, but
cute.
she, like, I was going very strict princess.
Yeah, I didn't go strict at all because
I loved her.
Megara is so great. Like, her first introduction is she's being held in the fist of a, I think it's a centaur,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think it was a horse body, and she was like, I'm a damsel,
I'm
I'm in distress, I can handle this, have a nice day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is perfect, and I love her, and she was
She
like
is very
a little
cool.
bit of a traitor, and also I had
I always wanted
her,
to play her.
yeah, I had her pink dress
Yes.
when I was young, and I would wear it around all the time. It was my most comfortable princess dress.
Plus, I Won't Say I'm in Love.
Yes.
Such a good song.
Oh, she was just fantastic. Like, I remember her more than literally anything else about Hercules.
I did too, and then I went back and watched it over and over again because I said, I mean, it has a lot of Go
It
the
does.
Distance.
Zero to
Hero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Such a good movie. It really is.
I don't think Hades had a villain song, which was
No, he
really
didn't.
a missed opportunity.
But he was really funny.
He was. I'm cool. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
He was a good villain. Relatable.
Should I go on to my next one?
Yes. Go ahead.
Number 2, Cinderella. That was definitely my favorite when I was a child.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I was a simple child. It had talking animals, like more so than the like way, not necessarily way more, but like when you think about consider the fact that we were born in the 90s, and it's like we didn't have
late 90s. We're
yeah,
not that old.
well, yeah, but
Just
like
throwing that out there.
we like the new movies have even more like comedic animal sidekicks than like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty and even Beauty and the Beast. Like they were all talking furniture and like that kind of stuff. But
and she had a horse.
she did have a horse. Yeah, but like Cinderella was like gas. Like we had all the fun mice, and I loved them so much. I used to sing a Dreamers of What Your Heart Makes all the time.
I'm surprised you don't like. Well, I guess they're not cute animal sidekicks. I was gonna say Maid Miriam from Robin Hood, but they're all animals.
I don't even know if I've ever seen Robin Hood, or if I have, it's only once. I know. Yeah, that's why
What am I gonna do with you?
Cinderella had my little mousy friends.
Your little mousy friends.
Also, shout out to Cinderella 3.
Oh yeah, and the prince hopping out the window.
The mice told me.
Yeah, that prince.
Yeah, it was also
lot on
just cute. Like, it wasn't like this. I don't know. I think it was like the first romance that I watched that I actually like understood, because like Sleeping Beauty, I was just like, what's like, who are you?
Well, yeah, I mean they barely met when she was conscious.
Yeah, I didn't even know his name until recently. Florian. I was like,
Florian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, who's Philip then? Isn't
Oh.
he Philip?
Who's Florian then?
Is that? I think that might be Snow White's.
Okay, that's what I meant to say. I meant to say Florian from from Snow White. I just mixed up Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, because Sleeping Beauty's not even on my list. I don't think I've ever seen that
in Snow
movie.
White, she didn't meet him at all when she was
that's
conscious.
what I'm saying. So like Snow White, and then like I think I've seen Sleeping Beauty once, and then like I think Cinderella was like the first like real like, oh, it's a prince, and they dance together, and they're
at
in
least they
love.
met while she was conscious
Yeah.
for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, and Beauty and the Beast, I was like, that's a animal. Like,
look for the beauty within Lindsay.
Child me was confused. Plus, he was not nice. Like,
Yeah, he wasn't. No, it took a while.
yeah, and there's no Gus.
There's no Gus Gus. Okay. All right. So once again, we are not similar at all. Esmeralda.
I read Smeagol when you turned it on, and I was so confused.
The battery is upset.
Yeah, but it hasn't died yet.
Okay. So I tried to draw her little tambourine, but I didn't very well. So I absolutely love Esmeralda. She dances. She upset a churchman so much that he tried to burn down Paris over it. And that is just so, what a power move on her part. And she's so much fun. She's the only one who, when everyone is throwing tomatoes or other rotten fruit at Quasimodo, she's like, no, none of that. I'm gonna cut him free. And then directly after that, she runs into Notre Dame to get sanctuary. Phoebus follows her, and she
has clearly seen Hunchback of Notre Dame many times. I've seen it once when she showed it to me.
No, so he follows her in, and he has a sword. She's fighting him with, like, a candelabra, and he's like, you fight well for a woman, and she's like, funny, I was about to say the same thing about you.
She clearly, yeah.
And God Help the Outcast, what a beautiful song, and I love it so much. And also, it's based on a book by Victor Hugo, who's one of my favorite authors. I love Les Mis.
She
I
loves
love
when an
Hunchback.
author is just like, hey, you want to hear about the Parisian sewer system?
No.
Okay, so back to you being obsessed with the man who is like a short intermission about history and then spends 200 pages talking about Waterloo, which is only like a little bit relevant.
Look.
It's basically just that they fought in the war together. You could have just said Victor. You could have just sorry.
He wanted to. So
this was fine.
But it was so beautiful. And I did read the Hunchback of Notre Dame book, and I read it part of it while I was in Paris. So I was like, oh,
brag about it.
Oh, it was look. I really liked it, and just Esmeralda is so cool. She dances, she fights, she does it all, and she has beautiful green eyes. So she's just great. I love Hunchback. My sister say it's too dark, and she's wrong.
I mean, I watched it as an adult. I can't tell you. I think the reason I didn't watch it as a kid, not because like I didn't see a part of it and thought it was just like the cover of it. Even it's just like, oh, that's not Cinderella.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, it is not.
No.
I liked Peter Pan though, and that's pretty dark.
You did.
Like,
well, it was.
It's a little boy. I mean, the book's dark.
Yeah, the book's dark, and like what's happening underneath is dark.
Yeah.
But like the thing, like the top layer, it's colorful. It has peppy.
But it's like still a child fighting pirates.
But that's fun.
And there's like abandon their family. Anyway, my number one.
Yeah, I'm curious. I have no clue.
My favorite as I got older.
Okay.
Rapunzel.
Ah, that was my honorable mention.
The flower.
Oh, you did.
The
Sundrop.
Sundrop, yep.
Yeah.
I know it well.
I watched the whole animated
I watched
series.
the animated series too. You showed it to me.
Yeah. We watched it together.
We did.
Yeah.
She's probably the princess I most like.
Yeah.
Even though she's blonde, but like.
Yeah, but personality-wise.
Personality-wise, not look-wise at all, but personality-wise, just like she's pretty all over. I did see a like Tumblr headcanon that she has ADHD. So like,
yeah, that tower must have been hell for her. That
I mean, read a book, maybe 2 or 3, and wash, brush in my hair, and then brush.
Me, sometimes I'm like, I need to just go to a tower and just stay there for a little bit.
Brush your hair. I wonder when will your life
just
begin.
lay there for a minute. Just stay in the tower and lay there
just
for a couple of days.
It was a cute movie. I really like. I mean, I guess it's a little problematic to say this given the age difference, but I really like the love story.
Well,
all the age differences in Disney.
Yeah.
Like, let's not forget that Jasmine, who honorable mention, was like 14. Like,
yeah. Don't marry that young.
Just in case you needed to know.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I think personality, because especially the part where she's like, I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe I'm okay, let's go. No, I have to go back.
Yeah.
Just the emotions all over the place. Like, girl has emotional dysregulation and... yeah, so, and, you know, Flynn's rider's fun.
Mm-hmm. In the series, Cassandra is great.
Yeah, Last I See the Light. Jeremy Jordan in the series.
Varian.
Varian's supposed to be 12, right? He's a little boy.
Like, he is a small boy.
Jeremy Jordan was
idea.
like 35 when he first did.
Most people playing children in animated things.
Okay, but they do a kid's voice. Like, that is a grown man's voice coming out of a little boy, especially when he sings. It's like, okay, show me a 12-year-old that sings like that. Come on.
12-year-olds?
Jeremy Jordan. But, like, we can't be mad because, like, Jeremy Jordan's voice is incredible. And, like, I don't mind hearing it more.
Also, it's really weird since he's that young and people ship him with Cass. And I think that's even more of an age difference than Rapunzel and Eugene.
No. Don't do that.
So, now that we've discussed children, my top Mulan! Oh, gosh, I love her. I drew a little sword. It looks like a toothpick.
Yeah, your sword was way better than mine, though.
Yeah, but it looks like a toothpick.
Yeah.
She is just fantastic. She gets nervous about going to a matchmaker, but then is like, no, yeah, I will ride for the honor of my father. And I love her for that. She's like, my dad will die, so I will fake being a boy and put myself in his place to protect my family and its honor.
Our
and
top
like,
picks
so
are the most
beautiful.
us. Mulan's most you. Rapunzel's
Yeah.
most me.
And look, she literally goes into the army. Whenever Shang puts that arrow up on the pole, and she's like, I'm going to work all night to get up to this
Oh my god,
arrow.
she's so you.
I know.
The competitiveness, the I have to prove you wrong, the like, I have to prove I'm good enough, that sounded weird.
Yeah, no, and then she comes back and she saves all of China, and literally, when I was in high school, like, I would tell people my ultimate dream is to have that ending of Mulan, where she's standing there with the medallion from the Emperor and the sword from the Huns, and the Emperor is like, no, all of China bows to you, and then suddenly, like, the whole crowd bows to her because she saved her country,
And that's
it's
all you've
so
ever wanted.
beautiful. Oh god, I want that. And also, like,
America
Shang
needs
was
a lot of
cute.
saving. So,
Well,
did you say Shang was cute?
I might have.
It's okay.
I may have.
Flynn Rider wasn't my, like, he's just... I don't dislike him. I like him. He just wasn't, like... I don't know. I feel like none of the Disney princes... Oh my god. Well, he's a king. Narnia is owned by Disney.
But he is a king.
So, hold on. I was going to say honorable mentions Lucy and Susan, but they are queens.
Yeah, they're queens.
And Edmund's not
And they're not
a prince.
animated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were
animated.
animated too.
Well, there's an animated Narnia. Well, it's not owned by Disney.
Yikes.
Anyway, my favorite Disney king is Edmund.
Yeah, not animated.
No, because I'm, like, thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know. Because I think, like, I liked Prince Eric look-wise. Like, also
Yeah,
shout out
it
to
was
Ariel.
pretty.
Because she hasn't been
Yeah.
shouted out yet. Nothing
Yeah.
against her.
She's
Part of Your
nice.
World, obviously, I like to sing
Yeah.
that. But,
Poor unfortunate souls.
mhm.
Yeah.
I
I think I liked her movie a little more than I liked her, Ariel.
Fair. Yeah. I'd like, she just wanted to be a person so badly. And I'm, like, terrified of the ocean, so I don't want to be a mermaid. But I'm like, I also don't want to be a person. Like,
well, maybe you'll be a princess. But yes, I love Mulan because she fought, she protected her family's honor, and she was just so great. And everything about her. And she, like, at the very beginning, she was writing notes on her arm. She was like, okay, how do
oh my
I...
god, she's you.
Yeah,
You do that
I
every
do
little
that.
thing. Jess writes a note on her arm about
I
it.
do. I
my
do. I am
goodness.
kind of very Mulan.
Wow.
And the first time I saw it, I was at my friend's house, and she and her two siblings had been adopted from China, and her parents who adopted her lived in China for a little bit. So I sat watching Mulan, eating Chinese candy, and it was just
It was
the
an
best.
experience.
It was. It was a full experience. Actually, we ate all of her parents. They were in, like, little cute ornamental packages. They were little, like, I forget exactly what they were. They were like chocolate, but not quite. And yeah, it was like a chocolate texture, but not really taste. I'm not sure what it was, but we ate all of them. And her parents weren't very happy because they were, like, supposed to be, like, little guests come into our home favors. But we were, like, young. We were under 10, I'm pretty sure. So you can't blame us for eating all of your ornamental sweets.
Shout out to the 101 Dalmatians.
Yes. That is her actual favorite Disney movie?
Well, actually, yeah. Yeah, I would, when I was little, it was Peter Pan and the 101 Dalmatians. I would put now 101 Dalmatians over Peter Pan.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I still like Peter Pan. It's just kind of like...
Yeah.
There's no talking dogs.
If we're gonna throw out other honorable mentions, I do have to say I liked the first Frozen, but I wish they had let Elsa be the villain as they originally intended, and then redeem her later, instead of, like, having a random twist villain in Hans, and then having, like, a bunch of different things. Like, she could have been both villain and redeemed hero by the end.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I think it would have been, and also
Disney doesn't like to redeem their heroes, or villains. They like to kill them.
I know, they're dumb. But they had this really cool song that was deleted from Frozen. It was called Life's Too Short. And it was a duet between Anna and Elsa. And it was just so much more sisterly and so much more, like, what you would think. Because Elsa the whole time was like, so you want me to come back with you and just cage myself up again and pretend that I'm not who I am? And she's like, well, life's too short to even have you in it. Get out. And I was like, I like this. Why didn't they go with this?
Ooh. I don't know.
Because they're wrong.
Because Disney. But if I did have to pick one of them to be on my list, it would have been Anna.
I liked Anna more in the second Frozen and Elsa more in the first.
I liked Olaf in both of them.
In the second one, unpopular opinion maybe, but Elsa should have died to save Arendelle and stayed dead. Because that
I don't remember the second one enough.
Anna had this great song about grief and learning to move on through your grief. And then by Elsa being alive, it completely negated that those emotional stakes and everything.
I suppose they still had grief, though. I mean, their parents died.
They did, but it was all about, like, losing Elsa and Elsa being the one she followed, and now she has to find her own way, and it's like, LOL, I'm still alive, never mind.
I was just playing devil's advocate. I don't remember. I've seen the second one once. I don't remember it.
I saw it once, and I was very upset about this part. So
you remember it better than I did. I remember Kristoff's boy band moment.
Oh, yeah.
Lost in the Woods.
Yeah. Why, like, he was not useful in that at all. So. Alright, so I think we've exhausted our commentary on these. We have very different lists.
Yes, we do.
Have very different top fives.
I know, I went off my trap. I don't, like, sometimes I feel like a stupid kid, because, like, you'll be like, I like because of this political, and I'm just like, they were talking vice, like.
Listen, here's the thing. Even when I was a kid, I was kind of exactly how I am now. I was always drawn to the darker and the scarier. I wanted to watch the scary movies as a kid.
I actually have nightmares.
Yeah, I've never had a nightmare after a scary movie. I just haven't. I've had random nightmares before, but like
I have sleep paralysis. I have everything. I had sleep paralysis the other day. I had sleep paralysis the other day where like my sleep paralysis demon was just me, but my eyes were like super like. They were like swollen, not like my actual eyeballs were swollen, and so I couldn't see. Everything was blurry, and I like couldn't get around, and I like did something to fix them, but it wasn't working, and I was like, I'm stuck like this, and I was like in my bed, so like when I actually woke up, it like fully woke up. It was a very strange experience. I've had some really weird. My sleep paralysis used to be really chill, and now it's gotten so off the rails. So anyway.
Alright,
in this fun Disney, you heard about me being a sleep paralysis demon to myself. What does this mean? I'm my biggest demon?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Alright, so those are our lists. Let us know if you think someone should have been added or we overlooked someone. And we'll see you next time.
Bye!